Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Kids at the Library program. So today we are going to be working on tissue paper lanterns. So if you guys came to the library, you should have picked up a kit that had a small plastic cup, just like this one. It will also have had different colored wrapping paper tissue in there, as well as an electric tea light. So that, glue, scissors, and a paintbrush or a cotton ball are all that you guys are going to need to do this program today. So let's go ahead and get started. So here are all of the things that you're going to need for today's program. Like I just explained, you need a plastic cup, you guys need a little electric tea light, which you'll have gotten in your kit, some colored tissue paper. You guys will also need some glue or some Mod Podge, and a paintbrush. So go ahead, and once you've gathered your supplies, the first thing that we're going to do is make sure that you guys have your tissue paper cut up in shapes that you want. So I just have orange here. In your kits you guys had a number of different colors. You guys can mix and match the colors however you would like. So I've got some orange here, and then my favorite animal is a bat, so I went ahead and cut out two little purple bats to put on there as well. So once you have all of your paper cut out the way that you want it to be, let's go ahead and start putting glue on our cup. So you can just dip your paintbrush in your glue, and you don't need much, you just need like a little bit, and you're only going to do a small section at a time. So once you've put some glue on there, you are going to just tap the tissue paper down onto the glue. And you're going to paint over it a little bit too. And we're just going to continue this until the whole cup is covered. And as you're gluing it on, it's gonna overlap, which will make a really cool effect for like the darkness of the color. So as you can see, the more orange paper I have, the darker orange it appears. And you only want a thin layer of glue. If you guys put too much glue on there, it's gonna get really messy and globby, and you don't need that much glue. I went ahead and folded that a little bit because I thought it might look cool. And if you guys get to parts like this where it's sticking up, this is a good opportunity for you guys to put some glue over the top. Again, just a nice thin layer. Okay, so once you have all of your paper on your cup, like the whole cup is covered, you are just going to do another thin layer of glue or Mod Podge all the way around. And then you guys also have the opportunity, like I missed this little spot down here, I will add a tiny little piece of paper to the bottom. That way the effect of the lantern is colorful versus the light just shining through. Awesome. Okay, so now I just need to put the final touches on my lantern. So I have my little bats. I'm gonna put one here, and I'm gonna put a little bit of glue over the top of that. Here's one. I'm going to put one on the other side. There's two, so they're kind of close together, but that's okay. I could cut off more if I wanted to and put them on this side. So that is basically going to be our lantern. And so I'm just going to set it down here. I'm going to turn on my light. So this one, some of them have a little switch on the bottom. This one is actually a twist. Put it in there. And then you can see how the light is flickering. You can see the different shades of orange there. It's gonna look especially cool when it's all dark. And guys, that is how we are going to make our lanterns today. So the one thing to remember is when you are making your lantern, don't use too much glue. That way it's not so messy. This is a paper mache project essentially, and you just don't need a ton of glue with the really thin wrapping tissue paper. Because it's so thin, if you put too much glue on it, it's gonna make it really, really hard to work with. So just a tiny little amount of glue, and you can always add a little bit more. And then another really important thing to remember is make sure that when you are putting your candle in here, make sure you only use electric tea lights, like the ones that I provided for you versus an open flame. The paper and glue and the cup really can't withstand any heat, so using electric lights is really going to be the way to go if you guys are hoping to replicate this project and you guys actually want to use an open flame candle. Using a glass jar is going to be a better option, but again, I would do some research before you take those steps just to make sure that it's nice and safe. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you guys have lots of fun making your beautiful paper lanterns. If you guys want to share your paper lanterns with me, you can always take a photo and share it via Facebook or Instagram, and I will happily share it on our platforms with everybody else. So you guys have lots of fun. I will see you guys next Tuesday for our next project.